Hi everyone, and welcome to Multimedia University. Here, our vision is to transform society through innovation. Our mission, or known as the 3 I's, is to inquire, innovate, and inspire. If you want to know more about MMU, do come over and meet our program counselors, and you would like to know more about MMU. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Khairunisa binti Muhammad Shafro. I am a second-year student from Bachelor's of Strategic Communications from the Faculty of Applied Communications. To introduce our next segment, what is a university without its alumni? The program you're watching today is organized by Center of Alumni Multimedia University. Thank you for joining and being with us here today. This talk will be amongst our series and streamed live on MMU Malaysia YouTube page and Multimedia University Facebook page. Don't forget to like our page, leave a comment, tag, and share our Facebook Live with your friends and family. The new concept of Alumni Vibes 2022 will consist of interviews with alumni who are founders, CEOs, and those employed in various sectors in Malaysia and abroad. For your information, the Alumni Vibes series started out in the year 2021. We have invited so many alumni to share about their experiences. Other than that, they have also provided insights and motivation to students and fellow alumni, as well as offered to network with MMU's community. This year, we decided to enrich the series with more interesting segments. We have interviews with Alumni Spotlight, Apa Khabar Permata Dunia, Yummy Vibes, News Vibes, and Mentor Vibes. Watching this series will surely bring various benefits to the audience. You'll get to see alumni who are now utilizing their experiences gained from their years in MMU and have how to become successful in their own career paths. Tune in to get to know where they are and what they're up to. Plus, if you're looking for a long-lost friend, who knows, maybe one of them will be him or her. The first segment for today will be an interview with one of our alumni.
Hi, my name is Reza Abraham. I'm the MBA graduate in the year 2009, and I have completed my PhD back in 2018. And both of them has been from the Faculty of Creative Multimedia, FCM. And currently, I'm the co-founder of InControl Group, an organizations with a vision to help more people from all around the world to be in control of their life and career. So we design, create, publish books and education materials in order to help people to become in control of their life and career in the different areas. And also at the same time, we are doing management consultancy for most organizations from all around the world, and we have companies from US, Europe, Asia. We are focusing a lot on leadership development for these organizations, and also at the same time, it's a very different type of courses, and which is training or consultancy services as well.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Dr. Reza Abraham, PhD, is a Persian author, speaker, ultra-high performance coach, and the founder of InControl Group. Dr. Reza garnered invitations from organizations worldwide to share his unique, inspiring ideas on personal growth and leadership. For the audience's information, Dr. Reza is a Permata Dunia from the Faculty of Creative Multimedia. Without wasting any time, let's watch his interview.
Design, create, publish books and education materials in order to help people to become in control of their life and career in the different areas. And also at the same time, we are doing management consultancy for most organizations from all around the world, and we have companies from US, Europe, Asia. We are focusing a lot on leadership development for these organizations, and also at the same time, it's a very different type of courses, and which is training or consultancy services as well. When it comes to inspiration, it is most of the times is the people that you lived with and work with that always gives you the inspiration of becoming who we are as a person. And for me, when I first started my own journey as what we call that as a consultant and a trainer, so I have always met people that they really great at what they're doing, but they don't really love what they do, or they don't love who they are doing it with, or they are doing it for. So this has been a great realization for me, and that's where the whole InControl journey came in. So when I wrote the book InControl, the purpose of it and establishing the company is to help people to live a life where they love what they do, they love who they're doing it with, they love who they are doing it for, and they love how are they doing it. It means how long you do it, where you do it, when you do it. So for most people, they're always thinking that, is that even possible? And that's exactly where the InControl concept comes in, because it's all about becoming conscious that, hey, there is such a life actually available. There are people who are living such a life. They're really in love with what they're doing. And once you get through that, you start to realize that, hey, I don't need to motivate myself. I don't need to think like, oh, how am I going to go through my life? And the whole passion will comes out, yeah? And that is exactly the inspirations that I had. So I had an opportunity to talk to some people who are living an InControl life. It means that they're really in love with what they're doing it. They love who they're doing it with, who they're doing it for, and how they're doing it. So I'm in a journey of teaching people how to get there. Okay, so what we have achieved so far is that we started the company quite recently. And before that, of course, I was working with a number of other organizations as well. But right now what we have, the biggest things that we have, we got our book out. So the book is available in 33 platforms, all bookstores. It's available in almost 18 countries, and also being translated currently in 2 other languages as well. So that is something that when we started the organizations, the first things we wanted to get out was having a book, because having something that people can refer back to it is like really important. If we want to go around and talk to people, it might take a very long time, but having a book, it will help in terms of spreading the message faster. So that was the first things that for this year, we are planning to have, like, for example, the InControl Planner, InControl Workbook, InControl Cards, InControl Game, So there are a number of things that we are trying to develop around that, and we're very excited about it. And I would say, like, it's living an InControl or working an InControl life, it's a progressive journey. Yeah, so it's not about like, okay, so we have achieved this and our job is already done. It's just the start. It's really the beginning of like how far we can go and how much we can actually explore the whole market and touching people's life, at the end of the day. So we started the business somewhere around like 2 to 3 years ago. And before that, of course, we've been working in a number of organizations. So when we first started the whole journey of InControl, we felt that it must be something that people can actually refer back to it. And that's where the whole idea of the book came out. So we wanted to write a book so that people can actually refer back to it, and it can work as a what we call that as a stepping stone to get a lot of other things done. Yeah. So the writing of the book itself, it took like about 2 years. Yeah, it's like, unlike what most people think, writing a book is a very, very hard job to do. And that's exactly the whole point, because you don't want to fail because you did not work hard, yeah? So we work very hard and make sure the products that is out, it's something that is at the international level. And we work with a lot of publishers and organizations from all the way from US, to make sure the book is really at the level that it can go very far. Our goal when we came up with the whole InControl model was not to make sure it just settled down in Malaysia. We wanted to become an international thing. So the book is out now. That is like something that we are very proud of it as a team. And we are also in the process of doing the InControl planner. We're gonna have like InControl workbook. We're gonna have InControl cards, InControl board games. So there are a number of things that is in the pipeline to develop as well at the same time. So all these things will come together to create an ecosystem of like how we can help and people to become in control of their life and career. And also at the same time, we can touch as many people's life as you can.
Wonder how fast intelligent machines run on 5G? At MMU, you'll find the answer. Wonder how creative content and online businesses are mastered? At MMU, you'll find the answer. Wonder how cybersecurity and law function? At MMU, you'll find the answer. Find out all these and many more at Multimedia University, because MMU is you, leading the digital future. Visit mmu.edu.my.
See, the role of education, it's very important because it lays the foundation of who you are as a person, and that's very important. Going to university is one thing, but who you become as a result of going to the university is the most important things. So education, although a lot of people are thinking like, oh, you don't need to go to university in order to achieve certain things. All you need to do, you just need to hustle, you just need to work very hard, right? I agree with that, but I also believe that what the education does is the people that you meet during the university time, the supports that you can get from some of the lecturers, like I am who I am because of some of the lecturers who has really, really inspired me and helped me out, When I got my first opportunities out there, it was all through like the connections that some of the lecturers had for me, So they helped me, they sponsored me, they supported me to go out and meet some people, and that was very important because if it wasn't because of that, especially for an international students in a new country, it was very difficult for us to do it. And I didn't have those networks when I first came. So having the connection, having the resources it lays the foundation of who you can become as a person. And that is the goal. The goal is not just to go to university. The goal is the access that you have to certain resources and the people who can actually push you all the way up. Most people, they always come across this message that they say like, you don't need to work hard. You just need to work smart, yeah? And that is a very cliche answer. Frankly speaking, for the last 15 years, which I have been working with a lot of like successful individuals and being in a capacity of a consultant, management consultant in many organizations, I have never met anyone who just works smart and becomes someone, yeah? Even if you speak with like very, very successful people, they will always tell you that you gotta work super duper hard and you need to be smart, yeah? So where the smartness comes from, it's by finding people who can help you to make better decisions. It means mentors, yeah? So the challenges that I had in the beginning of my own career was that, so you would be judged by a lot of people. People look down on you, they might be thinking that you're not good enough, why should I trust you? And this is what I learned. So in business, there is a term called golden triangle of networking and business. People will only do business with someone whom they know, whom they like, and whom they trust. So the biggest challenge for every one of us, whether you are a new graduate or you have like some even experience, is always to go through this process of like know, like, and trust. So knowing part is something that it's the biggest challenge for most people, because not everybody has that connection in the beginning of their business, yeah, or whatever they want to do. So this is something that I have a struggle with, and I managed to get to certain opportunities because of the support that I get, for example, from some of my lecturers, some of the people that I knew. And I tell you something, I do currently exact same thing whenever I meet some young graduates, that I get to know them. So whenever they come to me and through like LinkedIn or something, they say like, I really want to go as an internship, where should I go? So if I have that capacity to help them, connect them to any of the organizations, like big organizations from PwC, KPMG, Maybank, Shell, I will do that. I'll straight away do that for them because this is what I have gone through. Yeah, so that was my very first challenge. So people need to go out and network because that's always the most important part. Your network is your net worth. The more people you know, the easier this path will get. So the biggest challenge, number one, is always getting to know people. And that's very difficult. It's time consuming, we wouldn't be able to get there like immediately because it takes time, yeah? But as long as you're willing to do the work, as long as you're willing to work hard for it, you will be able to get through it, yeah? And currently, if you want to look at it like, some of the current challenges that we are facing is, of course, this is how I always put the challenges based on what we share in InControl. Challenges are always two types. One group of them, which you can control, and we need to take full responsibility for those kind of challenges. But there are some challenges that we can't control. Yeah? So we don't use it as an apology and we don't apologize for those kind of things. Let me give you an example to understand that. So some of these challenges is out of our control. For example, like what's happening right now with the COVID. Yeah? So COVID is something that is not within our control. We can't do anything about it apparently, right? But there are certain things that is within our control. For example, like learning new skills, going out and meet more people, adapting yourself to new techniques and methods, reading books, these are some of the things that is within our control. We can actually overcome certain challenges by just focusing on the things and taking full responsibility for the things that we can control and just let go of the things that you can't control it and let it be. I mean, you can't do anything about it, right? We can't control COVID. We can't control the government, yeah? We can't control certain decisions by our customers or other business owners, yeah? But what we can control is our effort, our hard working, our discipline, our attitude, our mindset, the goal setting, all those things, which is something that we can control. And once you have this judgment of which one is within my control, which one is out of my control, you will be able to overcome any challenges. It's just a matter of time.
I'm sure that sharing session with Dr. Reza Abraham was very thoughtful and has given us so much inspiration and knowledge. Next, we will go for a short break, so don't go anywhere and tune in.
Wonder how fast intelligent machines run on 5G? At MMU, you'll find the answer. Wonder how creative content and online businesses are mastered? At MMU, you'll find the answer. Wonder how cybersecurity and law function? At MMU, you'll find the answer. Find out all these and many more at Multimedia University, because MMU is you, leading the digital future. Visit mmu.edu.my.
Sure. That's a good question. So writing has never been my strength. I have been pretty good at communicating and presenting to people. So that was my strength for a very, very long time. So what drives me to write the book was that the fact that when I meet people, when I do, for example, like, a training program or talking in front of 5,000 people, and it happened to me very, very often. People always come to you and say that, great, awesome, I love it, I'm so inspired, thank you for this one, thank you for that one. So they connect with you. And then what will happen is that a few months later, people just forget. Everything is just gone, because, and I know some people will say oh, my memory is very good. Okay, don't trust your memory. We all forget stuff. So the fact that I found a lot of people are forgetting what they have learned was driving me to the point that why not I put down the things that help me to become who I am in one place so that I can actually pass it to them. Yeah. So the goal of writing a book, any authors who is listening to this video as well, that can confirm that you don't make ton of money. It's not a business by itself, unless you are a full-time author. I'm not a full-time author, and I don't want to be a full-time author, but it's something that I'm very passionate about it. So I have changed. My thought was really, really changed, and I needed to step up because I didn't really enjoy writing. I was involved in writing many times, I co-authored a couple of books before this. But when I was writing the whole things, which is 375 pages, yeah, so it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of energy. And I needed to build something. So you pointed out just now about a personality, yeah, what needed to change. And this is what I've changed in me. When I started to write the book, it took me 1 year to write this book, but it wasn't just an ordinary writing style. It's a writing style that I learned it from James Clear, the author of the book called Atomic Habits. So he said that if you really want to make something change in your life, you got to build a very strong discipline. And the way the discipline works is that you need to have a tracker, and you have to track your own development. You have to track your own discipline every single day. So I came up with this 10 weeks table, and I was writing every single day. I wake up at 6 o'clock, I write until 7, and then my day starts. And I swear to God that I did not even miss one day, not even a weekend, not even a birthday, not even like for any other occasions. It was a daily writing every single day. And I tell you something, that was one of the biggest change that I needed to make on myself, you know? So every day I wake up at 6 o'clock, I write until 7 o'clock, and I go back and tick. So when you do it, here's the very interesting things. You know, most of us, we are thinking that, oh, you want to build a habit? You just need to do it for 21 days. That's a very old way of saying it. But that study actually, it's from Stanford University back in 1950 or something. It's a very old study, you know. It doesn't work in today's environment. Today, we are thinking about, you got to do it at least for 10 weeks. It means 77 days. Yeah? But here's the thing. Once you reach the 77 days, you will notice that you feel extremely guilty if you don't continue it. And that's what happened to me. So when I was tracking myself for the first 77 days, yeah, so every day when I was ticking, I still have that table with me, you know. And now I use the same technique if I want to build another discipline. Like, for example, I used to get very angry at my son at night, you know, because, you know, whenever he wanted to brush his teeth, it was like, you know, make the whole place wet, you know, and I noticed that I'm getting angry at him every single day. So I promised myself that I'm not going to get angry at him. So I put the same tracker there, and I started to track how many days I managed to stay not angry at him. So I used the same discipline of writing the book for other habits as well. So talking about changing in your personality, yes, writing was not my expertise, yeah. I built a habit, I got a writing coach, you know, I started to read about how people basically write books. Then I also needed a very strong discipline, which I didn't have it back then. But now I have it, and I'm using the same technique on achieving different goals. I think thinking about MMU, my favorite place when we first came to MMU, when we first started our journey in Malaysia, my favorite place was always the library, Siti Hasma Library. So, and then like sometimes, you know, at nights until like morning, we were like sleeping in MMU, and inside the library, that environment, the cold things there. So that's always my favorite one, because you know, the journey of growth and happiness was always around that area. So that is something that is like, I never forget it. I never forget it. So all those nights that, you know, we stay awake, because I'm not a very night person. I'm not a night owl, you know, so I'm a very morning person. But sitting down with other students and in one place with one goal, and then all those problem solvings that we used to do together, the case studies and all those stuff. So it really helps in terms of like building your resilience to become who you are. And yeah, I think I'll go with that. That's the best memory. So when we first came to MMU, a lot of people was asking us, like, you know, so what is MMU is all about, right? And the name of the university is like Multimedia University, right? And I think one of the things that impacted me, and I also have seen quite common between other students who came from MMU, is they are more digital savvy, and they are quite receptive to multimedia when it comes to, you know, and whatever field they are. I mean, maybe I'm biased because I'm from MMU too, but this is something that I have seen. Like, you know, I have friends who are MMU graduates, and now they are like auditor, and they are working, let's say, in KPMG, you know, friends, yeah. But when you talk to them, they're still quite like, you know, digital savvy, and they are not like very old school of looking at things. Maybe that's common among MMU students. I wouldn't know how accurate is my answer, but could be. I think the best advice that I wish somebody would have given me when I was in my early 20s is that there are few basically I can think of right now. So number one, the most important advice is something that it took me a very long time to understand this, yeah? Is that you gotta do what you love, you gotta love who are you doing it with, you got to love who are you doing it for, and you got to love how are you doing it. And I'm not saying it again in a very cheesy, like you got to love things and so on. I really mean it when I say that, because there is a huge difference between doing something that you truly love and the people that you truly love to do it with and for them than not loving it. So I always tell people, the day that you don't really love what you're doing and you can't honor the people that you're doing the work with is the day that you need to leave that place. Yeah. So being decisive on that is very important, because I meet a lot of young people. I meet a lot of C-suites from different organizations that they don't really love what they do. And they're just there because of the commitment that they have. And they stay and complain. So don't stay and complain. Pursue what you really love to do. And I really mean it when I say that. How? Read the book. so that's one of the easiest way to say. The second lessons that it's really changed my life is having mentors. I met a lot of smart people, and I have met even students who come and told me that, hey, why do you need to have a mentor? Use your guts. I mean, is that how you learn English? How to conjugate the verbs, did you use your guts to learn that? We definitely learn it from someone, right? So life and business, it's not something that you are the very first one who are doing it. People already achieve what you're trying to achieve. And this is what I learned from Richard Dawkins, the author of the book called Selfish Gene. He said, adults who only learn from their own trial and error will always lose to adults who learn from other people's trial and error. So life is very short. If you want to go through every trial and error on your own, it will take a very long time. So the best way to do it is to find mentor for yourself. Even right now that I'm talking to you, I have 4 mentors. So one is only I talk about relationship. One, I only talk about leadership. One, I only talk about wealth. One, I only talk about health. So the questions that you might have is that, why do you need 4? Because I have never met someone who got it all. People are missing it in somewhere, right? So as long as you are really looking forward to find people who already accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, you can fast track this whole process. So you don't need to go through 20 years in order to understand something, when you can learn it from somebody who has already achieved that, yeah? And that's why I always emphasize about reading. Reading is really important. And unfortunately, it's so sad that many of the young graduates, they don't read book. There are some studies that they found 83% of the students, after they graduate from university, they don't even read one book. They buy the book, but they don't read. And this is Malaysian actually are one of those examples. They love to buy the book for self-development, and then it becomes a shelf development. It's just going to go to the shelf, and they never read the book. So when you're reading, you are technically downloading someone's 20 years experience in one place. And that's amazing. So the second one is find a mentor. And the third advice that I can give is that pay a lot of attention to goal setting. Goal setting is everything. It's everything. When you set really clear goals for yourself, the goal is not important, but who you become as a result of achieving that goal, that is very important. You see, when I got my PhD in MMU, it took me almost 9 years. Almost 9 years, my PhD, because I was working at the same time. It was really a struggle. I was having 2 small kids, and it was life and work and study at the same time. So the day that I got my PhD, it's not the most important part of it. The most important part is who you become in order to get that PhD. That is very important. That's very valuable. all the struggles, all the writing, all the research, all the doing the case studies and all those stuff, getting to know some people. And you would be surprised, some of the people that I got to know through that process when I was doing my PhD, now they're becoming my client too. So it's amazing because you are a different person, yeah? So it's really important to set the goals, but not only because of the goal, because of who you become as a result of achieving that goal. The book was not the goal. The goal was like who I needed to become in order to be able to write the book. That's the goal. So all the disciplines that you build through that process, that is basically is the most important part of the thing. So goal setting, it's very, very important. So 3 points. Number 1, learn to live and work in control, meaning the love what you do, who you're doing it with, and for, and how. The second one is that find a mentor for yourself in an earlier stage. I am who I am because of my mentors. And the third one is set some clear goal for yourself. So the goal is not important, but who you should become as a result of achieving that goal, that is very important. So I wish to congratulate MMU for working hard for 25 years. And that is a great achievement. And I think at the end of the day, the most important things that the university can do as a whole is to the contribution that we are doing to the society and to the nation. And that is very important. I always believe that the most important things, which is like, it comes back to one of the questions that you ask, is that how you want to be remembered, yeah? So my wish for MMU is that to remember as a place where planted the seeds of greatness in many people's heart, yeah? And I believe that this is not only the responsibility of the MMU as a university, it's a responsibility of the people who are working there, the responsibility of our lecturers and the alumni, the students themselves. You know, we gotta go out and be successful so that the message can go far and far. So I always feel very proud when any of my, for example, like, you know, friends and colleagues or other MMU alumni, they achieve certain things because it brings greatness to everyone. It's like a train, you know, the higher the MMU goes, the higher we're all gonna go together. Because that is something that it happened in the passages in our life, yeah? As a student, like for me, when it was like 2009, I finished my MBA, 2018, I finished my PhD. So that's in the past. So these things, you can't change it. It's gonna be there with you. And the higher the MMU goes, so this path will go higher and higher. So we would be more proud of like what we have accomplished, the university that we have completed our master and PhD. And I hope the day will come that we would be much more recognized all around the world. People look at you and say that, hey, where are you graduated from? MMU. It makes everyone feel like, oh wow, I know about that university. And that's my goal too. My goal is to bring this message out there, because I know the higher I'm gonna go, the more international I'm gonna go, it will help to give a better exposure to MMU as well. So we're all in it together. We gotta help one another. And at the end, I would like to wish MMU a year full of more accomplishment, more joy, more happiness, more students, and a greater 2022. So thank you very much for listening to us. I really appreciate that. God bless you, God bless MMU, and God bless you 2022.
This is STC Building. This building has the Student Affairs Department, also known as STAT, the SRC office, and also lounge and student activity rooms. So at this very ground floor, we have the MMU Career Connect Lounge. And right now, students can come and speak to our career counselors. Over here, we have our very own career advisor, Encik Batia Hasnan. So, students are always advised freely to come here and speak to any of the available career counselors. So, feel free, don't be shy, and always come by. So, to continue with our segment, I'm sure we would all love to hear some words of encouragement, tips, and motivation from our very own alumni. So, let's watch some career tips from our MMU alumni.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Shah bin Bahrain. I'm Permata Dunia from Faculty Computing and Informatics, class of 2021. My current job is I am currently working as a software engineer at Tropicana Corporation Berhad. Not the drink company, but it's a property company. And my tips for all my juniors is first, be proactive, be disciplined, also be involved with any activities. And last but not least, please handle your organize your time management. That's it for my tip. Thank you. MMU, all the best, and happy anniversary, happy 25th anniversary for MMU. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Aziz Bezulkifli. I am Permata Dunia from class of 2021, and I am from Faculty of Computing and Informatics. I currently don't have a job, but I am currently enrolled in a program, a protege program. It is a government initiative, and TM has made a program of TM Elite, which stands for TM Executive Leadership Industrial Training. And I work there as a data scientist. And for my juniors, I have a tip for you. So basically, when you currently in degree studies, I know you have so much time doing assignment, but I want to advise you to do as much as time to take a side project for your portfolio, so that when you have job interview after you graduated, the interview will ask you for your experience, but you have none. So you have your portfolio to replace that. So yeah, that was a tip that I wish to know when I was just graduated and before I graduated. To my juniors and MMU, all the best and happy 25th anniversary.
So let's move on to our next segment, which is Yummy Vibes. We will be visiting one of our MMU alumni's cafe. Let's go.
Hello, adik Mufis, Reza Abraham. Saya Permata Dunia Faculty of Management dan saya class of 2019. Saya sekarang ni the co-founder of Glaze Eatery dekat Cyberjaya Tamarind Square. Kedai saya adalah kedai baru buka juga in 2018 dan sekarang ni kita orang tengah fikir nak expansion dan makan. So macam you guys datanglah try makan kita orang, nanti bagi review.
Wonder how fast intelligent machines run on 5G? At MMU, you'll find the answer. Wonder how creative content and online businesses are mastered? At MMU, you'll find the answer. Wonder how cybersecurity and law function? At MMU, you'll find the answer. Find out all these and many more at Multimedia University, because MMU is you, leading the digital future. Visit mmu.edu.my.
We are now at the back entrance of the STC building, and this path right here is where students walk every day to commute around campus. So on my left side is the Faculty of Engineering building, whilst on the opposite side is the Faculty of Creative Multimedia building. Walking around here sure does remind me of the days where this path right here would be buzzing with students walking around campus. So I'm sure our alumni have a fair share of fond memories of this exact location, Rimba Ilmu. Speaking of our alumni, I wonder what's up with them. Let's move on to another segment, Apa Khabar Permata Dunia. Let's see who we have.
Hai, Assalamualaikum. Saya Yusamir, Permata Dunia Multimedia University. Saya berjaya. Saya bergraduasi pada tahun 2010 di Faculty of Management, dan kini alhamdulillah saya adalah seorang usahawan sepenuh masa yang menjalankan perniagaan percetakan, pembungkusan dan juga pemasaran yang berlokasi di Akhirah Melaka. Syarikat kami menjalankan secara khususnya perniagaan percetakan untuk usahawan food and beverage ataupun food and F&B ataupun yang berasaskan makanan dan juga minuman. Antaranya produk-produk kami adalah Temposh, Sport Pot, Center Seal, Lunchbox, plastik dan semua berkaitan dengan tool business. Jadi pada anda yang baru memulakan perniagaan atau nak mengembangkan perniagaan, boleh datang ke syarikat kami iaitu di label sendiri di Melaka. Perniagaan kami 95% adalah online, 5% saja offline. Jadi kalau anda ingin untuk datang ke office kami, boleh datang ke label sendiri di Aikro MITC. Kalau nak dikatakan sepanjang saya belajar di MMU, banyak manis dan pahit, tapi yang banyaknya lah manis, dan alhamdulillah di MMU lah saya banyak belajar pasal bisnes. Antaranya yang banyak saya tanya juga dulu iaitu saya punya lecturer Dr. Nazri. Sekarang ni dia tak handsome tak apa, janji kaya, okey. Dan banyak saya punya circle masa belajar pun membuat perniagaan. Senior saya, junior saya, mostly yang saya sampai sekarang keep in touch, bekerja sebagai usahawan. Ada yang kerja dekat Monster, ada yang kerja dekat Laskopa, ada yang buat bisnes sendiri macam Ika, Sugar Scarf, Uzaifa, dan ramai lagi yang lahir daripada MMU sekarang sebagai usahawan. Kalau nak dikatakan, MMU banyak membentuk jati diri saya. Bermula sebagai pelajar, kemudian saya aktif kat klub-klub dekat MMU, dan juga akhirnya saya terpilih sebagai SRC dan banyak melibatkan aktiviti-aktiviti dalam juga luar universiti, dan semua itulah yang beri saya banyak input untuk membentuk diri saya sekarang untuk menjadi sebagai leader dan aktif dengan program-program kemasyarakatan. Jadi kami kita orang juga kita banyak buat program kemasyarakatan, dan kita ada 8 orang anak angkat yang kita orang provide segi financial dan juga segi motivational yang berada di Lukut Negeri Sembilan. Sekarang mereka berada darjah 3 dekat jam 4, dan alhamdulillah sampai sekarang kita continue support mereka dari segi financial untuk terus pembelajaran diorang. Nasihat saya kepada mereka yang belajar di MMU, libatkan secara aktif program-program yang ada di MMU, fokus belajar, kalau boleh buat enhance, buat bisnes kat universiti, sebab saya dekat universiti pun dah start berbisnes. Dapatkan pengalaman, teori is teori, tapi bila keluar dari universiti kena adaptkan teori dalam dunia sebenar. Ada 3 perkara kalau kita nak berjaya dekat dunia ni. Pertama ialah kena hati keras ataupun hati kering. Yang kedua adalah buat je, sebab bagi saya tak ada satu benda yang datang bergolek. You have to do whatever pun, apa saja buat je, insyaAllah pengalaman tu akan datang. Yang ketiga adalah sentiasa respect orang. So bila kita respect orang, orang respect kita, dan kita akan dapat banyak refer, kita akan banyak networking daripada cara kita hormat orang lain juga. So all the best MMU, thank you so much. Panjang 4 tahun saya belajar di MMU, banyak perkara saya dapat, dan alhamdulillah thank you so much MMU jadikan saya seperti sekarang ni. Thank you so much. MMU, all the best. Tagline saya, benda boleh bincang, kita bincang. Assalamualaikum.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and greetings everyone. My name is Sharifah Sarah. I am head of assets of Alimusta Studios, or known as Monsta, the studios behind Boy and Mekamato. My journey started in MMU as a foundation student in 2008, and later I graduated in 2013 in film animation, which now known as AFX in MCA. I've been in animation industries for 8 years, ever since I went for internship at Monsta as animator, and later I continued working there right after I finished up my final year as a 3D modeler. Years in MMU has been truly exciting. I've been involved in several clubs and societies, and it helps me a lot in develop my leadership skills, management, and communication to others. So MMU really helps me to become who I am today. We currently have aired Mekamato series in Cartoon Network for 21 countries in APAC region, including South Korea in December and Japan in upcoming March 2022.
I'm sure being an MMU alumni, there will be a lot of achievements that they made. So, to keep up with that, let's move on to our other segment, News Vibes.
Congratulations, Zihan Lim. He has been promoted to Senior Associate at Donovan & Hope. Congratulations, Mr. Tiaku Ramalingam. He has been appointed as Industry Advisory Panel for Faculty of Engineering and Technology. Congratulations, Mr. Nizam Razak, for being selected as one of the top 50 influencers who aided in the development of Malaysia's digital economy by Digital New Asia's Digerati 50 2020 to 2021. Congratulations, Mr. Norman Matthew Van Hayk. He has been appointed as Senior Vice President of Corporate Services at Cradle Fund Sindran Berhad. Congratulations, Shirin Goh. She is now the Chief Marketing Officer of Lazada Malaysia. Congratulations, Engineer Dr. Freddy Tan Keng Swan. He won the 2021 Merdeka Award grant for international attachment. Congratulations, Mr. Kok Wai Chong. He is now the Chief Executive Officer of INTI International University.
That is all for today, guys. Sadly, we have come to an end of our program and segments, so I'm sure we have learned so much about our very own MMU alumni. Be sure to tune in to our very next series. Goodbye and see you again. Thanks for watching.